Hello everyone and welcome to this new Secner 360 degrees video. Today I will be happy to present you our Combi 1515. Combi 1515 is the key product from our premium range of product. Fully controlled from the cab with a complete computerized assistant, it will provide you quality and safety for your chip seals job sites as well as efficiency in your operations. It will provide you as well unique features such as a synchronous application of both liquid asphalt and aggregates, a fully variable application width from 0.7 feet to 15 feet. It will make possible for you to apply any kind and any format of chip seals operations and diversity of materials and application rate. Combi 1515 is a synchronous sprayer spreader. Synchronous sprayer spreader had been used for the past 40 years in France, and this is how Secner started its success story. But since a couple of years now, this kind of machine are used as well in all countries which are experienced with chip seals and road surface treatment application. At the beginning, when we designed this machine, it was especially for small patching application of chip seals, but due to how the market has evolved as well as all the technical features that we can now propose, this kind of machine are used as well for conventional chip seals application. As I'm sure you know, usually this chip seals application is carried out with the conventional setup consisting in an asphalt distributor on one side and a chip spreader on the other side. No doubt that this setup can give you the possibility to apply a state-of-the-art chip seals, but this may create a couple of constraints or issues for smaller to medium job sites application because of the number of equipment, for instance, the number of operators which may be involved, and as well every time it may be complicated to guarantee the time lapse between the asphalt application and the chips spreading. At a glance, the model that we are happy to show you today offers an asphalt tank of 2,400 gallons, an aggregate tipper of 11.7 cubic yard, a telescopic spray bar and chip spreader offering a maximum application width of 15 feet, is fully controlled from the cab, and the machine is as well powered completely by the truck in terms of hydraulic, electric and pneumatic. Now let's have a look around. At first, let's have a look to the asphalt tank. As I told you, the asphalt tank that we have onto this machine offers a capacity of 2,400 gallons, but for sure, depending on the size of the truck, which can go from a 3-axle truck chassis to a 5-axle truck chassis like this one, we can propose a capacity which is between 1,500 gallons and 2,400 gallons, as it is the case today. Underneath this stainless steel insulation cover, we have a rock wool layer of 4 inches, giving a really good thermal capacity to keep the product as warm as possible during the day. In combination to the insulation, of course, we have a heating system, which is most of the time a direct heating system using a fuel oil burner, which is fully automatic. What does it mean? It means that automatically and from the cab, I will show it to you later on, you can start the burner from the cab and then set up the temperature that you want to spray your asphalt at, and then it will regulate itself to make sure that the asphalt remains all the time at a steady temperature level. Then on top of the tank, we have as well a manhole which can be used for loading operation as well as for maintenance purpose. Okay, so this is for the asphalt tank. In combination with the asphalt tank, then we have what we call the asphalt system, which is composed of 3 main parts. The first part, of course, it is the asphalt pump, which is an external one with gearing inside in order to provide a really good management of the application rate. We have as well a filter. This filter prevents the pump to be blocked with any kind of residue inside your asphalt, and then with a valve block. The valve block, I will show it again to you when we'll be sitting into the cab. The valve block makes and gives the possibility to the operator to choose and to switch from a mixing operation, which means making the product circulating inside the tank, or to what we call the circulation mode, which means that the asphalt would be going out from the tank, going to the spray bar and back to tank, and of course then starting or stopping spraying. And this is fully controlled from the cab thanks to a pneumatic control system in combination with this valve block. Okay, as you can see, we have made on our machine all valves which are still manual, such as this one, fully accessible from the ground in order to provide a really good ergonomy as well as safety for the operator. Last but not the least, we have as a unique features a warming system in order to warm up the complete asphalt system, and I'm not talking about the tank, I'm talking about this component up to the spray bar. How does it work? We have a heat exchanger which gets the heat from the engine, and with the heat from the engine we warm up a fluid which will be running through the pump, the filter, the supplying pipe and the spray bar, and this will give you the capability to warm up the system, and then when you will be reaching the job site you will be almost ready to work. Let's have a look now to the last part of the asphalt system, and which is probably the most important part. This is the spray bar. As I told you, Combi 1515 is fitted with a fully telescopic spraying device, and this is offering a maximum spraying width of 15 feet. The spray bar design is composed of three parts. One main part which is sitting in the middle of the truck, and two lateral extensions like this, which are hydraulically controlled directly from the cab and of course independently. In combination with the asphalt pump, and thanks to the spray bar design, you will be able to achieve as a maximum application rate 0.55 gallon per square yard, spraying full width at a speed of 2.3 miles per hour. You have as well onto this spray bar a height adjustment feature, which thanks to two hydraulic rams on both sides of the spray bar, once again controlled from the cab, which will give the possibility to the operator to adjust the ground clearance independently on the left and on the right. We have pneumatic control jets, which means that once again, directly from the cab, the operator will be able to adjust the spraying width on the fly. The space between the nozzles is 4 inches, which means that in combination with the hydraulic height adjustment of the spray bar, you will make sure to hit the famous 3-time overlap in order to ensure to get the best asphalt distribution all across the spraying width. Last but not the least, this is once again a unique feature that we can offer to you. This spray bar is fully warmed up by the same heat exchanger than the asphalt pump and the filter, and we can see that through this pipe there is the warming fluid going through. Let's have a look now onto the aggregate system, and let's start with the tipper. On Combi 1515 we fit what we call the rolling floor tipper. What does it consist in? It consists in, of course, a tipper which does not tilt, thanks to two conveyor belts sitting at the bottom of the tipper at this level. It will provide, of course, safety in operation, because you will not be tilting any tipper, and which is really helpful for narrow job site, which can be on small rural roads or urban areas, but it will give as well stability to the machine, because the gravity center of the tipper is really well positioned and almost centered onto the truck chassis. On this particular model, the tipper capacity is about to be 12 cubic yard, but for smaller, depending on the size of the chassis, in case of a 3-axle truck chassis, for instance, the capacity that we could be proposing you is 8 cubic yard. Okay, so from this rolling floor tipper, we then feed what we call a hopper. In this hopper, what do we have? We have an auger which will make an even distribution of the chips all across, let's say, the width of the truck, and within this section we will monitor the level of aggregate which is inside. What does it mean? It means that in case you are using more aggregate on the left hand side of the machine, we will see automatically, thanks to a sensor, that inside the hopper the level starts to decrease, and then automatically on its own the machine will make the belt turning on the left hand side in order to get back the right quantity of chips in the hopper. From this hopper then we guarantee to have enough material to feed the 2 chipping bins, guaranteeing a perfect distribution of the chippings all across the spreading width. Let's have a look now onto the chip spreading system. Like for the spread bar, this is a complete telescopic chip spreading system offering a maximum spreading width of 15 feet. Like for the spread bar, of course, this is fully controlled from the cab, and you can vary on the fly the chip spreading width thanks to gates of 8 inches width, which are pneumatically controlled. Inside the chipping bin we have, like for the hopper, we have an auger which makes the distribution all across the width of the chipping bin, and this will guarantee to get a perfect distribution of the chippings all across the 15 feet as a maximum application width. In terms of aggregate size, all conventional size of chip seals aggregate are suited from a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, and within an application rate range which can go from 13 pounds per square yard up to 30 pounds per square yard, full width at a speed of 2.3 miles per hour. We have now walked around the machine, going through the asphalt system as well as the chip spreading system. It's now time to discover the operator control station, because as I told you, there is only one operator sitting in the cab in order to control this machine. We are now inside the truck cab at the operator seat. As we mentioned, Combi 1515 is fully controlled from the cab, providing to the operator comfort and safety while he is driving and using our machine, as well as making sure that the chip seal which is applied is a quality chip seals, and this is made possible thanks to the complete computerized management of both application rate of liquid asphalt and chippings. Now we'll go through the man-machine interface, which will facilitate the driver to get a hand onto the machine, and we'll discover the unique features which are integrated inside. Let's go through now the different features integrated into the man-machine interface as what the driver or the operator would be using during a day of work. At first, while he is transferring from the yard to the job site, he has the capability to warm up the complete asphalt system thanks to the heat exchanger. As you can see, we have a heater switch. By clicking it on, we have a small drop appearing onto the screen, which means that we have a circulation of a warming fluid getting the heat from the truck engine, fully separated thanks to the heat exchanger, and which will be warming up really quickly all the asphalt components like the asphalt pump, the filter and the spray bar. It means that when it will arrive on site, everything will have been warmed up and ready to get asphalt inside. Once he is on site, then he may need to warm up a bit more the asphalt which is inside the tank. As we mentioned, we have a fully automatic fuel oil burner onto the machine, and as you can see here we have the burner switch function, and by just clicking it on, we have a flame appearing, which means that according to the temperature which has been set up onto the Combi stat nearby the tank, the burner will be regulating automatically on its own, which means starting up and stopping off in order to get a temperature which is steady of the asphalt. Once the operator is sure that the asphalt is at the right temperature, he would now be ready to mix it up either within the tank or through the asphalt system, and this is possible to be defined thanks to our unique pneumatically controlled valve block. This valve block will be moving some pistons in order to define the way the asphalt will be going through. Here we have the mixing and circulating switch, which will, by pressing it, make possible. Here I am in mixing position, which means that my asphalt is mixing within the tank. If I switch it on to switch to circulation, here I can see that now my asphalt is going through the spray bar as well as the tank, which is really important to get everything warm up at a higher temperature than what can do our warming up system while transferring on the road. Once the asphalt system has been fully warmed up by having going through asphalt, the operator is now almost ready to work, and he can define automatically from the main page the asphalt application rate as well as the chipping application rate. He just has to adjust it with the plus or minus button for both asphalt and chippings. For instance, I can move from 0.33 gallon per square yard, I can move to whatever, 0.5 gallon per square yard for the asphalt, and for the chippings we can move according to the size of the chippings you may be using. As well as providing a display and a monitoring of the use of the machine. This display is a really clever system because it will manage on its own the application rate to make sure that they stay steady. What does it mean? It means that no matter what is the spraying width of the truck, if the truck speed vary, the asphalt pump will adapt its speed on its own to make sure that the application rate on the ground remains the same, no matter what is the driving speed and no matter what is the spraying width as well, because if the operator goes wider, the asphalt pump would be turning faster, once again automatically on its own. And this is the really same for the chippings. Automatically the system will make sure that if the speed vary, that we open a bit more the gates to make sure that we get every time the same application rate on the ground. This is for the man-machine interface before starting to work. Once the complete machine has been properly set up, it just has to use then this small control station, and it has two ways to operate it. Either it can use this colored switch is, which makes possible to open or close one gate associated to two nozzles, or it can be using as well this in-hand switch. For instance, by pressing one time, I can activate two nozzles with one gate. So if I press several times, I will be able to adjust on the fly my spraying width on the right hand side with this switch and on the left hand side with this switch. And this from 8 inches width up to 15 feet, which is the maximum application width of the machine, as you can see. As well, with the same switch, you can adjust the height of the spray bar on the left hand side, down and up, and on the right hand side, down and up, which means that with one hand you will be able to control the complete chip spraying system as well as spraying system. Once the job site is finished, you can as well has a view about the output of the day, like for the asphalt, for instance, how many square yard he did, how many gallon of asphalt he did spray, what was the average application rate, and he can get the really same for the chippings as well. then from this page you can have the choice either to get a print out with a small printer which is on board, or you can get a CSV file which can be opened afterwards with soft like Excel or similar kind of software solution. At the end of the job site and before closing the machine, the operator will have, of course, to purge the asphalt system. On Combi 1515, we have a unique feature of a fully automatic cleaning feature, which by pressing this switch will make the operator entering the automatic mode. As you can see, it has a monitoring of the asphalt system with the different air actuated valve, and by pressing OK, the machine will automatically, according different sequences, inject pressurized air to push back to tank the asphalt without having anything dropping on the ground in terms of environmental issue, as well as injecting a cleaning agent automatically on its own. So by pressing OK, the operator will wait for a couple of minutes, and next day when he will be starting back the machine, he is 100% sure that the asphalt system has been properly purged. I hope that you have enjoyed this Sekhmer 360 degrees video presenting you our Combi 1515. As you know, from now the Combi 1515 is a unique way to apply state-of-the-art chip seals for small to medium job site format. For any further information or for any more Sekhmer 360 degrees video, feel free to follow us on our different social networks, and see you next time. Bye bye.